Happy holidays, everybody, and welcome to the iconic Suzuka circuit. My name's Sean Stam, live here on Stam Studio Network. We're in for 45 minutes on the clock, and that means strategy. It's immediately at play. Every team will be required to make a fuel stop. It's not just about raw pace, it's about execution. This whole season and this International Racers Pro-Am Series has been about execution, and tonight, these drivers put it all out on the track as we crown a champion in the Pro-Am Series. Welcome in, everybody. Hopefully you all doing well. Hopefully you had a great holiday break. We are off the break here, the International Racers Pro-Am Series Season 7. We wrap it up all tonight looking at our pro point standings. It's Tim Reed, Andy White, Samuel Cruz, Jarrell Williams, Joshua Heggie, John Jennings, Harry Price, Oliver Jansen, and Tyler Reed. Jeremy Dukas right there rounding up out the top 10 drivers. This is going to be a fun race tonight. Not only is this kind of a longer track to deal with, more treacherous, more tight and technical 18 turns to deal with, but as well as that fuel stop that we've had all season, orange flag in turns 1 and 2, standing start, as well as a fixed setup for our drivers to deal with here tonight. So that's the pro standings. We'll take a look at some AM. It's going to be Rene Garcia coming into the race with quite a lead on the AM point standings. It looks like he's already solidified that AM championship battle, but we'll continue to keep an eye on Rene Garcia, Joel Loudon, Nick Battista, as well as James Mardingas, Dan Fendick. How about in the league owner, sitting 5th in the AM point standings. Joshua Mir, Paul McCool, Travis Fleming, James Moore, and Brandon Mateo rounding out the top 10 in AM category standings. Welcome in. Hopefully everybody is having a great day and once again having a nice holiday break. We see you down there live in YouTube land. Let us know who you're rooting on here for tonight, as well as who you have been rooting on throughout the whole season. And we'll try and see where your favorite drivers end up tonight. There's 17 drivers on the grid. It'll be a quick standing start. Looks like we're going to round out our qualifying efforts right now. We'll take a look at a quick race information graphic and then throw it on over to our starting grid. Out of Japan, it's Suzuka, 3.58 miles. That is nope, I got the kilometers. I think it's like 5.9 kilometers there. Temperatures ranging a little bit higher temperature here tonight. So those GT3 tires, we've seen them on race starts. Low temps, low pressures. Well, now you have an even hotter track to work with here, trying to keep those tires underneath of you. We'll take a look at our starting grid here tonight, brought to you by It's the One, It's the Only Stam Studio Network Racing Broadcast, the only broadcast with pure the bottom of our heart emotion out here. Sean Stam up here producing, directing, and commentating the show, but it's Josh Heggie who runs the show, who's going to lead the show into turn 1 here tonight. Our Irishman, the 158.459 out of Josh Heggie. Keep your eye on that 16. He could present some championship battles here tonight. Tim Reed coming into the race as our pro driver in the point standings lead of them. He is going to start here in the second position on the outside row. First position outside row. Second position on the second row now it's Samuel Cruz out of Fendi Racing in the number 25, 4/10 of a second behind Josh's lap. Jarrell Williams, Joshua Mir, Tyler Reed out of Operation Motorsports P6, Sam Bentley P7 out of the UK, Paul McCool as well, Nick Battista, Joel Loudon, Rene Garcia, and Danny Poole rounding at the top 12. How about it's Nicholas Meyer there in the 13th position, James Moore, Travis Fleming. How about Alexander Kjaller, pro driver, not able to make that qualifying lap here just yet, but it's too late as we are now racked and stacked and ready to go. Matter of fact, race fans, let's throw that green flag out here. Josh Heggie with the demanding race start here, but until it's about Tim Reed and Joshua Mir here that are going to start to look at a little bit of a battle for P2. Samuel Cruz, Tyler Reed. Whoa, we got a spin there in the back of the pack. That looks like it's going to be Sam Bentley who goes around. Back up out here to the battle for the race lead. Josh Heggie kind of caught the pack sleeping there as well as us. Down a dab shift, drop a gear, disappear there on the race start. Then it's Tim Reed, Joshua Mir, Samuel Cruz, and then how about Tyler Reed? Nice start to this race in that Dark Horse Ford Mustang. heavier GT3 machine. He's going to try to keep those tires underneath of him here tonight, as well as that gap up there between him and Samuel Cruz. Samuel Cruz already losing a spot on the drop of the green flag, but retaining P4. Nick Battisett, Paul McCoot, Joel Loudon start to run in that AM category for the battle for the AM category race lead on the opening lap of the race. And it's still single file about here throughout the first 10th to 15th and 16th. Looks like Sam Bentley trying to make a move there. Travis Fleming is going to try to dive it down the inside in that Audi GT3. Battles all over the racetrack here as we have AM category AM category points leader coming into the race. Rene Garcia goes around. That was our really first and second spin of the race start. Here's a look at the drop of the green flag and what happened to Sam Bentley here on the start. Take another look at it there, and then we'll take a look and see what happened to Rene Garcia. Man, it looks like just there's a little bit of contact there, a tag and bag, and around Sam Bentley goes into the gravel trap, but thankfully it doesn't look too deep right there. He gets it right back out there on the racing line. And then here's Rene Garcia's incident. He was having a really nice race here, now -5 spots from where he started this race, running in overall 16th position. Not going to be any contact there, just looped it right back around. May have even been contact between the tires and those very, very 3D rumble strips there may have sent him back out and around. Back up to the battle for the race lead. It's Josh Heggie, Tim Reed, our points leader coming into the race. With no Andy White on track here, we do have Samuel Cruz, who's running P3 in the point standings for the pro category. But as far as the pro championship goes, as long as Tim Reed finishes up here, it's got to be the top 3 finish that we'd call this championship worthy for. And I got to make a correction here. Coming to the white and checkered flag last week, I accidentally mixed something up here for Tim Reed. It's the Scottishman. He's not the Irishman that I was referring to for Josh Heggie, but the Scotsman and the Irishman continue to run P1 and P2 here tonight in our championship race for Season 7 of the International Racers Pro-Am Series. Joshua Mir running P4 overall in that BMW M3 GT3. He's got that Aston Martin GT3 also hounding his rear bumper. But how about Joshua Mir? He's shown a lot of really nice racing the ethical wheel aspect of GT3 and IRPAS racing, as well as he's shown the consistent speed here and throughout Season 7. It's going to be a blast to watch Joshua Mir continue to put some nice AM battles up here, as well as he's really putting on a nice display here tonight, at least throughout these first couple of laps. Joshua Mir in the purple people leader, BMW GT3 up to the AM category race lead. Jarrell Williams running P5 in overall standings. That's P4 in class, trying to reel in that AM driver up there in front of him. Let's hop on board with here, Jarrell Williams, maybe even a turn or two, and I'll leave that track map up here for the rest of the race. You can tell where your favorite driver is running out of the 17 driver grid. Let's see, as well as, I mean, really with this newer iRacing update, maybe not the last one, but the second to most season updates, we have really seen zero to very little aerodynamic slipstream and draft capabilities for these GT3 machines. Here you're looking at a pro on AM battle on board with Jarrell Williams. Not really able to close that gap on the straightaway, but gets a little bit closer there out of corner entrance and corner exit. Here we go through kind of the S's section, a little bit of tap on the brake for Joshua Mir, trying to keep it up there in front of Jarrell Williams. Jarrell Williams getting closer and closer to that rear bumper of the AM category race lead. Jarrell Williams, let's see what he can do here on Joshua Mir, tries to slice him up, maybe even get the switch over here. Number 24 gonna dive it down the inside. Jarrell Williams, Aston Martin GT3 Racing, also a little bit of point by there for Joshua Mir, saying, I know you're a little bit faster than me, I'm leading my category right here. Let's take a look at battle between Paul McCoot and Alexander Kjaller. How about Alexander all the way back from the back of the pack, now and up to the middle? That's pro driving at its T right there. Alexander all the way up to P7. That's plus 9 spots on since the drop of the green flag. Paul McCoot, Tyler Reed going at it here side by side. We're gonna bang, maybe start to run door to door. Tyler Reed out of that Operation Ford Mustang. He's going to retain that spot over. Oh goodness, excuse me. That's Tyler Reed. He's going to retain that spot over there. It is Paul McCoot, and out of the UK in the Fendi Racing Ferrari GT3. What a race that we have had on our hands here today. And it continues to battle and go and move and groove throughout the whole field. Here's some more AMs going at it. It's Nicholas Meyer as well as Joel Loudon. Oh, we have a spin up there in front of him. That's Nick Battista, another AM driver who is up there in the front running positions of the AM category. He has gone back out and around. I saw a quick puff of smoke, and that's all she wrote for Nick. It looks like he's going to have to regroup, rearm, sends that Porsche 064 down in the pit lane. It'll be interesting to see if there was, no, he's running very much by himself there. Holy oversteer, snapped on him and out and around that outside tire barrier he went. Let's hop on board here and just listen in, folks. The tires started begging for mercy, and then it was just too late. Nick tried to save it there, tried to get it back out and around, and here's one more look at it. We'll slow it down. Watch this kind of overcorrection all gone wrong. This is what you have to do to catch a sliding GT3, but then that just, it's kind of interesting watching overcorrections in slow-mo. I mean, you can see just right when that Porsche GT3 bites back out there on the track. Hard impact there. Nick has to take it down there into the pits. It's still Josh Heggie leading Tim Reed and Samuel Cruz. That's the pro battles. Jarrell Williams running in P4. Joshua Mir running P5 overall, leading the AM category. Alexander Keller, Tyler Reed, and then it's Paul McCook running P2 in AM. Nicholas Meyer right there behind him. Whoa, no. That's going to be Joel Loudon in the Ford Mustang GT3. It goes around right in front of Rene Garcia. Rene Garcia right on the racing line. He's got nowhere to go out of ESGI Motorsports. Even more contact of that Acura NSX. From a little bit of contact to a lot more bit of contact there. Joel Loudon, let's see here on the race replay. He's that Ford Mustang, and then there you see the baby blue and white Aston Martin. I think that's James Moore. It is James Moore. He tries to dive it down the inside. The door is definitely open there. Then let's see what happens here as we start to crest our way towards the corner exit. Left side tires already kind of on the rumble strips. Both those drivers running out of room. It almost looks like the Ford Mustang comes down just a little bit for Joel. And Joel, he's been a really, really fast driver, sitting P2 in our AM category point standings. That's not to say that, that Joel, I think he just made just a slight bit of mistake here. Tries to dive it down a little bit too deep, or excuse me, there's James on the inside. It may have been also just I'll put the post-it note on it and send it down there. We'll take one more look at before we get back to battles out here. Joel, you'll see him leave the door open in the International Racers Pro-Am Series and Ford Mustang. They're side by side going into the corner. Maybe he just doesn't know he's there either. Contact between the two drivers. We'll get back up here towards this battle between 1.25 seconds. Josh Heggie, the Irishman, and the Scottishman, Tim Reed. How you all doing down there live in YouTube land? We got Terry, we got Fendi Racing. That's Dan the man himself. We got Doug Dahlin. He's rooting on some Tim Reed. We got some Ricardo Cano. Ricardo, hopefully you're doing well, and we appreciate you joining in just about every single race. Terry's rooting on Dan. Josh rooting on Tim, as well as Dugal rooting on some Tim. Happy holidays to each and every single one of you. It's a lot of fun to watch here and be here for some holiday racing action as we're rounding up the season here for season 7 of the IRPAS, and we're headed up to season 8. If you're not already racing here with us, make sure you join us down there. I've made sure to link the Discord below. You are missing out on some just fun racers, some fun racecraft, and some ethical racing that cannot be beaten here. Joshua Mir, how about the ethical driver himself out of Infinite Racing? We'll check back in on him. He's running right now, got a 2.7 second gap over under Jarrell Williams, and a 1.14 second gap over Alexander Hjaller. Alexander, this gap is crazy. He got in here, one of the last drivers able to register in on the race. Obviously pro driver. We know that he has paced with 3,600 road course irony. This Fendi Racing machine, the times that Alexander is able to get out on track, he's got that pace that is very, very hard to be beat. This is going to be a fun driver interview if he's able to make his way up and into that top 3 in the pro category driver standings. Unfortunately, not shown in the top 5 of the point standings, but if Alexander has been here for every single race. He would definitely be right up in there with them. You also see EVAS designs on that side door of that's a Ferrari GT3 machine, excuse me, Lamborghini GT3 machine. We got a bunch of Fendi Racing paint schemes, and that's out of Eduardo Vecino's designs there. Eduardo, we appreciate you. I know that you're really, really busy. Don't get to quite race with us as much as we'd like to, but these paints that you put here for our drivers and for Dan, it's so cool to watch these mean GT3 racing machines rip their way around the track. Let's check in on here. Tyler Reed running, that would be P6 in the pro category class. That's another driver who's really been with us for quite a few times here. Tyler, we appreciate it. We appreciate Operation Motorsports for everything that they've done here as far as, you know, kind of contribute, kind of merging together the drivers of Fendi and Operation Motorsports. It has been a long time here. And Tyler, it's so fun to keep you watching out here on the track. And then there's a Fendi racer right there behind him, though. It's Paul McCook running in the second position in AM category. This is an AM on pro battle. We've seen this once before here tonight, at least on the broadcast. It's all over the track. We're going to see it another time here. And this is kind of down our long back straightaway that isn't so straight. Look at these drivers opening up the corner so much that they start mowing the grass on the right side of the screen. Groundskeeper Willie's going to be real happy with them going into season 8 there, but he's going to have to lay some more sod, get that regrouped and rearmed. Paul McCook, he's still hanging out there with that pro driver. And speaking of pro driver, it's pro on AM once again. Joshua Mir, Alexander Keller. That's Alexander. He is a man on a mission here, going from one of our last standing positions at the drop of the green flag, now all the way back up to P5. Get this, 11 positions gained since the drop of the green flag. And if you're just now joining us, well, first of all, welcome in here. This has been a great, fun championship race to watch. But take a look here at Alexander Keller here on this race starts. Let's hop on board with the mirror. This is going to be, all right, look, this is already 1 position gained. See if he gets Rene Garcia, the AM champion points runner here. No, has to get back and has to hold up that throttle pedal. But this is what I mean here. Alexander Keller, he's so fast, but he does it so methodically. Zero contact or very slight contact with either of these drivers here as he works his way up through the field. That was lap 0. That was lap 1 of the race. Coming up to lap 7, Alexander already back up to P5 and starting to close the gap on Jarrell Williams. We could definitely, possibly be seeing Alexander Keller here in that final top 3 driver interview position in the pro class. Tyler Reed, Paul McCook still continue to go at it. You know who else does? It's Danny Poole and Travis Fleming. Travis Fleming and Denny Poole, both drivers in the AM category. Travis running in that Audi GT3 Good Boy Vodka. Little lime green, little silver on his side. He's going to start to reel in Danny Poole here, at least visually looking like it. Gap stays just about the same here at about 7/10 of a second. Falls back slightly here, 2/10 to 9/10 of a second. Danny Poole, we've seen and we know that this Porsche GT3 driver has some pace under the, well, I guess behind the wheel, you could call it here. You're going to come to complete lap 8 this time by Danny Poole. He's trying to run away from Travis Fleming. Rene Garcia, after that unfortunate self-spin earlier on in the race, and category points leader back here in the 14th overall position. Joel Loudon also a spin, as well as Nick Battista. They're running in 15th and 16th. Dan Fendi, you may see that driver off there and into the pit lane, but we actually have one, what is it called? Drop race, excuse me. And Dan has been here every single race. This is like coming into your finals there and in your scholar career, your collegiate career. You do all that you can there throughout the whole season of the race, and then you have that little bit of a buffer there. Well, no Dan out here on the track. Looks like he's hanging out there live in YouTube land. Dan, we appreciate you. I mean, these car track combos, this league as a whole, it cannot be beaten. I know I say this time and time again, but I'm serious. If you guys are looking for some GT3 International Racers Pro-Am Series, as well as some, if you're looking for some endurance racing where you're maybe looking to run the Daytona 24-hour, signups are open as well over on the Discord channel. Make sure you hit that up in the Fendi Racing Discord channel. Rene Garcia, you see a pit stop there. That's our first one for strategy of the night. Looks like he was just kind of so far down and out of kind of the pack there. He's going to make his pit stop. Josh Hagee and Tim Reed will jump back up to this battle between first and second. And looking at the last lap history, It's a lot of Joshua Heggie all over this place. Look at lap 5, a 158 flat. I mean, my goodness. Gosh, the number 16 is on rails here tonight out of that bright red Ferrari. He's got that Mercedes AMG of Tim Reed trying to reel him in, but looking at the last lap history there, it's very, very similar, but it's still Joshua Heggie continuing to crawl away slightly. Looking at Tim Reed compared to Samuel Cruz, it's only lap 7 is Samuel Cruz faster. Up until then, it's been a lot of Tim Reed trying to run away from him. So fast driver leading the second fastest driver, as well as, let's see, Tim Reed. It looks like he's going to have no championship battles here on his hands. He should come with the white and checkered flag here as long as he finishes up here kind of in our front pro category point standings. Looks like we should see Tim Reed crowned a champion at the end of tonight. Same story goes there with, of course, Rene Garcia. He's still showing down there P14, but I believe, well, yeah, this is why I say believe, because don't write this in stone here just yet. Rene Garcia, this is going to be very, very close, very interesting. Matter of fact, if we take a quick, brief glance here and bring up some point standings real quick for those of you that are just now joining us here from this wonderful, wonderful Suzuka Raceway. It's about 6-kilometer track here, 18 turns to deal with, and there's our point standings in the AM category. Yeah, that's quite the gap there from Rene Garcia. We'll take a look at some point standings in the pro category as well. Tim Reed leading Andy White by just over 100 points, but with no Andy Whites here on track tonight, the next driver to look down at is Samuel Cruz. Obviously, Andy White could be using his drop race tonight as well. There's a lot that goes in here to this final championship race, and there's still 0.6 of a second of a battle out here on our hands tonight. Right now, we're going to go look back there at Nicholas Meyer and James Moore. Shifting your eyes to the far, far left side of your screen, you see our AM category leader right now is Joshua Mir running in the overall 6th position. And then we're going to have Paul McCoo running in 8th position, about 6 seconds behind Joshua. Right now we're looking at this battle between Nicholas and James Moore. This is 10th and 11th on your screen right here. And we have some more pit stops as well. Looks like that's going to be Nick Battista making his pit stop, but it's still earlier. It's still very early in this running for our leaders finding themselves down on the pit lane. And with now, speaking of leaders, Josh Heggie last lap by a 157.96, continuing to put fast laps down as the fuel continues to burn. As we continue to crest our way closer towards that halfway mark, continue to see these drivers, or continue to keep your eye out on these drivers who are making some strategy calls work. Right now, it's only been Travis Fleming in that Audi right up in front of Rene Garcia, Joel Loudon, Nick Battista, as I think that's about the only drivers down there on pit lane so far. Only drivers shown in the AM category. Looks like Rene Garcia is going to try to size him up down here, tries to look down the inside. He doesn't, makes it happen out of turn 17 and into turn 18. Nice pass for Rene Garcia there. He works his way back up to P13. Long way to go, long time to get there. Rene Garcia is going to try to do what they say can't be done. Let's hop on board our AM category point standings leader coming in championship race weekend. Mustang. Okay. Sean Stam back up here, Stam Studio Network. You can go and crank this puppy back down. I am loving what I'm seeing here for Josh. I'm also loving that sound of that Ford Mustang. How about Ricardo Cano? That's Fluky. Fluky, what are you doing down here? Welcome into live YouTube chat. What happened with Dan Fendi, as well as saying Andy White has 3 drop weeks. Good eye there, because I was kind of wondering what was going on there in the point standings as well, as far as Andy went. Anyways, Fluky, if you're still hanging out here with us live in YouTube land, thank you so much here for being a monthly contribution here, on a member on Stam Studio Network. Not only do you have your name down there on the bottom scroll bar, but you also get every other month little Stam Studio Network merch kind of care package here. Fluky, I believe we've sent you last one, the fall drop, but we still need to send you the winter drop. Fluky, I'll get with you on Discord there or email, and we'll get back to sending you the winter drop, as well as all the SSN members there. Terry, we appreciate her hard work there, and her extremely nice help there back there behind the scenes, as well as helping out there with the merch that we send over and our special member drops just about every season that we make our way around. Back out here on track, it's Josh Heggie, Tim Reed, Samuel Cruz. Top 3 cruising their way to the pro standings, top 3 driver interview booth. But Jarrell Williams still says, hey, not so fast, my friend. Only 1.7 seconds there behind Samuel Cruz, although that gap has kind of evened out. The margins have kind of evened out here between these last couple of laps. If we do take a look at the last lap history, it's evened out, but it has been a little bit of cat and mouse there. Meow. Look at Jarrell Williams, lap 8, lap 9, even lap 9, that's 0.2 of a second faster. And let me ask you down there live in YouTube land, all of you that have some sim racing, or hey, real racing experience back behind their belt, or if you're just now still looking to kind of get into the thing, what would you rather be? Would you rather be Samuel Cruz right now trying to play, he's not playing defense right now, but he knows Jarrell Williams. You can start to play kind of the Jaws theme here. Jarrell Williams continue to close that gap. Would you rather be Samuel Cruz trying to run away here? Would you rather be the cat or the mouse? Would you rather be the Jaws shark or the man on the boat? Jarrell Williams getting closer and closer here, now down to 1.5 seconds. He's cut 0.2 here on this lap just already. I'll tell you my answer. I would much rather be Jarrell Williams right here. You have the rabbit, or so in this case, the mouse to chase here. You have those braking zones that you can see there. You can go to school. You can study for these exams. Jarrell Williams is doing just that right now, I do believe, back here behind the wheel. He's seeing just how deep he can get into these braking zones without losing too much of a gap, seeing the speed he can carry. Look at Jarrell's lines right there. It's almost dang near perfect, it looked like, as he tries to cut that gap even closer to Samuel Cruz. Samuel Cruz, he's also going to say, hey, Jarrell, it's going to be easier said than done. Samuel Cruz running P3 tonight, came into the race 3rd in the point standings. We know that Samuel Cruz, he's got the pace, he's got the racecraft, and he's most definitely got the ethical wheel. We've seen it time and time again throughout this whole season. He almost gets 2 tires off the racetrack there. Diffuser contact with the asphalt, sparks are flying at the rear end of that machine. Number 25 for Fendi Racing, though, still's got the speed, still's got the pace, the consistency, and that's what champions are made of. Samuel Cruz running 3rd points, running 3rd tonight. He's going to see if he can do what they say can't be done, and that's try and beat Tim Reed and Josh Heggie after now falling about to a 4.8 second gap there to Tim Reed running in the 2nd position. I think it's so cool. I know I've talked about these EVAS Designs Fendi paint schemes earlier on in the race, but for also these drivers who have teammates here, for example, out of Clark St. James Motorsports, I know Tim's teammates aren't here tonight, for example, Andy Reid, but it's so cool. You've got that Scottish flag right there up on the big old rear wing, as well as right there back behind the front tires there. That's a great kind of, I mean, I love seeing all the paint schemes, the similar if not the same. But then this is what I like even more. These drivers here, where you have some teammates, some team racing. You can kind of, that's what you can do here within the iRacing universe. Not sure if Tim did that or had Eduardo do it for him for that EVAS Designs Fendi Racing paint scheme. But the Scottish flags on there, the kind of to separate yourself from the rest of the pack. That is so cool to see there. And right now we're seeing I've struggled with this before, earlier in the stream. Is that how you say it, Scottishman? We're seeing the Scotsman, maybe. That's got to be it. Run in the second position. Points leader coming into the race. He just has to finish. It's got to be top 3, top 4 to really write down the championship in the points books, as well as the kind of rewrite the iRacing sim racing history books. It's Joshua Meir, Tyler Reed, Sam Bentley, and Nicholas Meyer all down into pit lane. 4 drivers. It looks like Joshua Meir is going to be the first, kind of leading them off of pit lane. Let's see, Josh, he's going to be shown as the number 8 down there on the pit. Okay, you can't see it here, but here he's wrapping around kind of that horseshoe corner, heading back up and into the chicane section. There you'll see that gray number 8 kind of bottom left of the track map. This is all going to cycle out here because, as well as Josh Heggie, Tim Reed, Samuel Cruz, Jarrell Williams, obviously Alexander Keller, all of those drivers have to pit, but as well as Paul McCook. Paul McCook, who is the green number 6, kind of at the top of the track map there in the bottom right of your screen. That is going to where we're going to see a really nice battle here for that AM category race lead, race win it could be off of pit lane. It's not only how good you find yourself down there on a, I believe this one is also a revamped pit entry, or one that just not quite a few of drivers knew. I saw a lot of pit entrance practices in practice here before the race, and I believe here's Suzuka's got me beat. I would be searching for it loud and proud as well. And here, as if it's on cue, Josh Heggie, Samuel Cruz. Here comes Samuel Cruz, hard onto the brakes down there, hard onto the pit speed limiter. Jarrell Williams and Alexander Keller. This is a 5-way pit stop here for a battle for the pro category race win. A championship could even be lost here on this battle, as long as Tim Reed just gets this thing full of Sunoco race fuel. God, all these drivers are really, really close to that right side wall. Looks like they'll all be making their pit stops happen A-okay. It's going to be led off by that red Josh Heggie Ferrari number 16 machine. Looks like Tim Reed is second down there out of the pits. Who's going to be third? Because this will probably be our final standings here in the race. Samuel Cruz runs P3. Alexander Keller, not if he can have anything to say about it, he runs P4. Then there's Jarrell Williams, who's now down there out of pit lane, running P5. Paul McCook comes out of pit lane with the AM category race win, but no, not so fast, my friend, says Joshua Meir. Here comes Joshua Meir. He has now made his way out in turns 1 and 2. He passes. There's Paul McCook. So there's Joshua Meir there, the BMW middle of your screen, and then there's Paul McCook. This is the battle for the AM category race win tonight. Even after pit stops, it's only separated by, we'd call it 2 seconds. So do you have the short run speed, or do you, matter of fact, have the long run speed? It's all going to come down to this tonight, live here on SSN. Josh Heggie trying to pull that gap over Tim Reed, who Tim Reed has had the pace all season, but continues to run P2 tonight. That's a-okay though for Tim. As long as Tim, remember, just needs that top 3 tonight to solidify that championship run. The 155 continues to show some nice content driving style there behind the wheel. I don't think we've really seen him zip a tire or 2 off of the racetrack. Okay, well, that might be 1 there. We'll take a look at some incidents up there in the top left of your screen. Oh, look at Joshua Heggie. He chokes me up here because this was one of the notes that I took here coming into the race. There's an 11X incident mark here. Josh Heggie, he's shown with 10X incidents up in the top left of your screen. If you're newer here to the sim racing universe, a 1X is an off track, a 2X is loss of control, and 4X is pretty heavy contact with another driver. Well, there you see Joshua Heggie. He has gotten that 11th X. I will say SDK timing and scoring has sometimes been a little bit wonky with these incident points here, you could call them. But with that now saying 11, if Josh has to make another pit stop after already making 1 pit stop here tonight, that could be what makes or breaks this whole race win. We'll keep an eye on that out up front. We'll also keep an eye on this real nice battle. James Moore, Danny Poole are going to start to go at it. This is the Porsche trying to hold off that bright baby blue and white Aston Martin GT3. Jimmy's iced coffee on the side door panel there. James is out of Upshift Motorsports across the pond there, and Danny Poole is running out of England there. Danny, we appreciate the driver profile picture there. He looks like he's having some fun up on the mountains. He's having some fun down here on the racetrack mountains. There's still enough of a elevation change here from Suzuka. I would consider it, I consider a little elevation hungry, if you will. It's also tight, it's also technical. We continue to see these battles shrink here between Danny Poole and James Moore. Two AM drivers going at it here for, I believe this is going to be that final driver interview position. Come on, James, down that iced coffee. Get that caffeine boost here, and let's see if we can make something happen here for that top 3 AM category position. Danny Poole, though, he's got some nice pace. He's got that consistent pace. 1 spot's gained since the drop of the green flag. 3 spots gained for Nicholas Meyer in that Chevrolet Corvette up there running in front of him. And then it's, let's see, 2 spots gained for James Moore in the Aston Martin 177 running right there behind him. So Danny Poole right here is kind of the meat in the sandwich here as far as our biggest gains go here in the AM category. Gonna check live down there on YouTube land. Happy to help, says Terry. Yeah, we appreciate that. And seriously, the help goes a long, long ways back there behind the scenes. Fluky says, all good. I reckon the race will come to Tim in the last stint. Josh is fast, but is using a lot of tires. I'm glad that you mentioned that, Fluky, because, I mean, the gap, it has stayed about the same. But if we take a look in the bottom right side of the screen, I mentioned this pre-race. It's a warmer race here today. Well, okay, well, it's showing, I think, ambient temp. But coming into the race, it was a warmer track temp, I believe 89 Fahrenheit degree range. I don't quite have the conversion with me off the top of my head, but this Red Dog GT3 16 machine out of Ireland continues to have some real nice pace, but like Fluky says, is he possibly maybe using a little bit too much of those tires and could fall off of a rock? Sing it, Bob Sager. These last couple of laps, even though the gap stays at about 4 seconds, I'm also showing. Let's see, Joel Loudon right now, driver in the 2nd place in the AM category point standings with a black flag. Could this have been I mean, we still haven't seen Josh Hagee make his way down pit lane. Maybe he needs 1 more than 11, but I have mentioned, you know, it's sometimes kind of hit or miss here with SDK as far as the incidents go. And there's a Joel Loudon drive-through penalty right there. That was no pit stop. It was straight through pit lane. That's Joel having to deal with that off-track incident limit. And if we, once again, look up there in the top, Joshua Hagee's shown 12. Let's see where Joel's shown. Yeah, Joel's shown 3. So it's kind of being a little bit, it's kind of being a little bit wonky up there. You have to imagine, though, just like Fluky saying, Josh is doing everything that he can within his power to try and hold this gap over a hard-charging, over fastest driver of this whole Season 7-year International Racers Pro-Am Series. He's doing everything that he can to try and keep it up there in front of him in that Red Dog, number 16 Ferrari GT3. That's 1/10 of a second loss to Tim Reed as they make their way out through turns 2 and 3. And, well, who saw this one coming, ladies and gents? It's Alexander Keller from the back to the front, and now he's knocking all over the rear bumper here, trying to get that final driver interview spot solidified. He is definitely close enough to make a move. There's 10 minutes left. Count them, 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna count them all. There's only 10 minutes left to go. It's still, I mean, different manufacturers, different drivers, different categories going at it here. Look at Joshua Mir, Tyler Reed separated by 2 to 3/10 of a second. We will go briefly back to this battle. Joshua Mir, Purple People Leader, BMW number 40 GT3 machine. He's trying to go out with a bang on this season, and that's with the win of the AM category last race. Although the win definitely feels good, the championship is most likely, probably, definitely going to go to that AM driver, Rene Garcia. Rene Garcia, what a season he's had here. It's been first, it's been seconds, it's been thirds. Then there's been a couple outliers there, but that's what those drop races are for. Whether you're not able to make a race or whether you don't have really the race that you're looking for. Well, Rene Garcia, and I'm not even going to say that he had to fall back on that drop race, but it's just kind of been there for him if he needs it. Looks like it's kind of there for him tonight as he's not at the race he was looking for down there in overall 13th position. But that 74 ESGI NSX machine, how about him? Let's hear it for him down there live in YouTube land. Right there behind him, running in 14th, is Travis Fleming. Then there's Joel Loudon, Nick Battista, and Dan Fendick. If you're just now joining us, Dan, our league owner here for IRPAS, this is his drop race. He's been here every single race of the season. He's kicking back down there live in YouTube land. Dan, once again, we appreciate you out our left rear quarter panel for everything that you do here for the series. I'm talking car track combos. I'm talking, I mean, the countless hours of chats down there live in Discord land. It's been a lot of fun to be a part of these last couple of years and continuing to see this series grow. Excuse me. It's been a lot of fun to see. Speaking of a lot of fun to see, Samuel Cruz, Alexander Kjaller battle for that final driver interview position in pro category continues to heat up here from across the pond, way across the pond. We're out here in Japan for our championship running of the 7th season of the International Racers Pro Am Series. It's Sean Stam live down here on Stam Studio Network, producing and commentating and directing the whole show, the whole smack of the beans. It's now 5/10 of a second. I don't even know what that means. Half of 8 seconds here between Samuel Cruz and Alexander Kjaller for the final time this season, boys and girls. I think you know what time it is. You can go ahead and crank it up. Enjoy these sights and sounds of GT3 International Racing here around Suzuka. Ladies and gents, slowly crank this puppy back down. It's only 6.5 minutes left to go here from Suzuka. Alexander Kjaller, Samuel Cruz continue to go at it. Only 3/10, call it 3/10 of a second, separating it Samuel and Alexander Kjaller. Both these drivers, hey, they have raced with each other long enough that they know kind of each other's defensive, kind of their offensive moves, as well as maybe if maybe Samuel, I'm not saying he is, but maybe if Samuel breaks a little bit too early and Alexander Kjaller is able to carry a little bit more speed and momentum through these corners, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch these two, I think, completely different driving styles go at it here throughout these final couple laps of the race. Lap times ranging at about the 2-minute range, so we're probably looking at about 3-4 laps to go. Now that Alexander Kjaller is is close enough to try and make a move. I kind of start to wonder if there's a little bit of dirty air that's starting to move its way out and across the nose of that Lamborghini GT3 machine. A little bit of contact there out of turn 17 and 18, coming across the stripe this time by. Maybe they will look side by side. They are door to door coming into turn 1. Orange flag into lap 1 of the race. No orange flag now. Alexander Kjaller still gives that orange flag kind of room, though. That's what we love to see at an International Racers Pro-Am Series. Sure, we love to see the beating and banging, the close racing there, but Alexander Kjaller leaves that gap. He leaves enough room for them both definitely not to spin and still makes the pass happen. Alexander Kjaller, 3,600 road course I rating in the number 73. He's up 13 spots on the day, up to P3. What a drive, what a race it's been here for Alexander. Now makes the pass over Samuel Cruz in that final driver interview position for the pro category. Jarrell Williams, he's had a really, really nice night here tonight, as well as throughout the season. That's, oh, I didn't quite see the sponsor, the something and graph. Oh, there it is. It's the team name, the ESGI Motorsports machine of the number 24. How about, let's hear it down there, and as well as YouTube chats for Jarrell Williams. He's had those nice qualifying efforts, keeps his head down there for 45 whole minutes and a very, very eventful packed here season. And he's had those very nice finishes. He's came into the race 4th in the pro points standings. Looks like he should come away here tonight with that P4 pro point standings overall position, depending on where things cycle out here, or not cycle out here, excuse me, but where things finish up here in the points. If you're looking for some immediate point results, as far as, you know, I say unofficially official a lot of times here, but if you're looking for some official point standings here, well, be sure to check with us here right after this broadcast. We're gonna make sure that things are where they need to be there, and tell you who actually won for sure the championship battles. Here's another nice pro and am category battle here. Oh, Alexander Kjaller down there into the pit. Sam Bentley passes Joshua Mir here. This is another, oh, I just said pro versus am category. Alexander Kjaller into the pits because he has a black flag. This will be a drive-through penalty. We mentioned this earlier on in the race. There's only 3 minutes to go, but with those only, with the 42 minutes here of the race earlier, it looks like Alexander Kjaller has gone one too many incidents above that threshold mark. Had to make that drive-through pit stop, drive-through penalty, excuse me. And with that being said, that actually takes Jarrell Williams up to P4, and that puts Samuel Cruz back into P3, that final driver interview position for the pro category. There's only 2 minutes left to go. That should be 2 more laps to go, including this one. It's a 4.9, call it 5-second gap there for Josh Heggie. He just has to make his way around the track 2 more times to make this unofficially official. I'm getting too excited up here. Here comes Joshua Mir, still up here in this battle. Well, I say battle, but he's still up here within this AM category lead, but it's only by 1.5 seconds. In the same camera shots, it's Paul McCullough. It's 8th and 9th overall, but 1st and 2nd in the AM category. Joshua Mir has Sam Bentley up there in front of him. They're kind of in a battle of their own. This could get to a little last lap battle here between 2 AM category drivers. Just there, just then, already separated by, well, cut down the gap to 1.5. Joshua Mir, if you have anything left here in the virtual fuel tank here, both physically and mentally, in your mental fuel tank and that the ethanol fuel, or the petrol fuel tank here, well, we got to see it here tonight. Continuing to run, but it's only now 1.2 seconds. Paul McCullough continues to close in on the gap for the Battle of AM category race win. Sam Bentley is still up there in front of him in the number 37 Cartoon Network Mystery Machine. Oh boy, looks like he's going to maybe play a role here in how these first 2 AM drivers finish here in our championship race of the season. But although it is our championship race, this should be Rene Garcia who locks in AM category of our championship battles. Our white flag is out here tonight. Our Barney the Flagman throws it loud and proud. Joshua Heggie has the lead by about 5.5 seconds over the Scotsman Tim Reed. Tim Reed, though, he's if as long as he finishes out here P2, this is exactly the race he was looking for. It's such a long of a track, though. It's so technical. You don't want to say anything any too soon. Tim Reed and Samuel Cruz, now they get a little closer, or excuse me, a little bit closer to one another. There's Tim Reed there. Samuel Cruz is now making his way down and across the hairpin section. Jarrell Williams and Alexander Hjaller, that is our top 5 in pro category for the time being. Back to the battle of the AM category race win. Joshua Mir, Paul McCoo back to 1.3 seconds. It's going to be hard if Paul McCoo here is going to try to get this AM category race win. Not close enough here within the slipstream and draft, but definitely close enough here if Joshua Mir, if he botches 1, maybe 2 corners, that can cut the gap down close enough within this long last lap. It's Joshua Heggie coming out of turn 17 and 18 for the final time tonight, for the final time of Season 7 International Racers Pro-Am Series. Josh Heggie, he gets the checkered flag out here at Suzuka, and Tim Reed, he gets the checkered flag for P2, but he wins it overall in the point standings in pro category. Congratulations, Clark St. James Motorsport driver Tim Reed, the Scotsman. Samuel Cruz, he finishes it out P3, came into the race P3 in the point standings, finishes it on the final race of the season in P3. Jarrell Williams, P4, same story there. Came in P4 in points, finishes it out P4. Alexander Hjaller with a late race drive-through penalty. He'll bring it home P5. There's Tyler Reed, the Operation Motorsports Ford Mustang driver, up and across the line. He'll bring it home P6. Sam Bentley, and then there's Joshua Mir. Joshua Mir gets the AM category race win. Nice win there for Joshua. What a race, what a season it was. Paul McCoo will finish P2 in AM category. James Moore cuts the track there. We'll have to see if that one sticks. Here comes Nicholas Meyer, Rene Garcia. We're gonna be 3 wide across the stripe. We're gonna bang. Who's it gonna be? Rene Garcia to the stripe first within that group. Holy battles here tonight on STAM Studio Network. International Racers Pro-Am Series Season 7 comes to an end. I'm going to start with saying this. You never know when something might be your last time. This is what I've started to live by here recently because I've started to figure this out. Ladies and gentlemen, you never know when something's going to be your last, and so just treat everyone like it's your last. This could have been my last IRPAS broadcast. I'll tell you, it's not going to be. But what a race, what a season. Congratulations, Josh Heggie, coming in with the checkered flag. And then Tim Reed, congratulations on championship run here tonight. Stick with us here on STAM Studio Network. We're going to get some final driver interviews. We are going to get some unofficial, official race results here as well. Ooh, boy. Got the fireworks popping. What a this is so cool. What a race, what a season. We're gonna rack them up here and get ready for season 8 in just a couple of weeks time. Make sure you join us here if you're looking for some pro-am battling out here on track. As Josh Heggie, congratulations, man. Race win tonight with 5.7 second gap over pro driver Tim Reed. That is saying something right there. But as far as championship goes, it's a little bit too late. Samuel Cruz, P3, will be chatting with them. That's top 3 drivers in pro category final driver interview booth. Jarrell Williams, 4th place out of ESGI Motorsports. It's Alexander Hjaller, 5th place after that late drive-through penalty. Tyler Reed, P6 in pro. Sam Bentley, P7 in pro. Then it's Joshua Mir winning AM category and Infinite Racing. Paul McCoo, P2 in AM. James Moore, P10 overall. Nicholas Meyer, P3 AM. Rene Garcia, P4 AM. Congratulations, Rene Garcia out of ESGI Motorsports. Looks like he's going to solidify AM category race win. Joel Loudon in P15 overall. Nick Battista and Dan Fendick. Woo! Another season in the iRacing sim racing history books. What a season that has been. I'm going to mosey my way on over down there into virtual victory lane. Looks like, oh man, we got them all heading down there now. I think I'm going to start here. We're going to go top to bottom. Hey, Josh, you got yourself a copy, man?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, Josh, congratulations, man. Happy holidays to you. You have done it. You have won our final race of the season. What's going through your mind as you were crossing that the start-finish line?
It's not often you get to get a clean track the whole race or just keep it together the whole race. There's so many things that could go wrong. I think I was probably 10 or 20 minutes in and I forgot to uncheck my tires. That could have That could ruin it for you, and I don't have all that stuff set up to be unchecked or checked. Yeah, I don't know. I had a pretty clean race. A few times I got close to maybe spinning, but the way this format is with the off tracks and stuff, you got to dial it back on like the 2 turns before you go into the bridge and hit some of the curves and stuff. You just gotta dial it back and leave a little bit at the end just in case you have to fight somebody. But I just realized like last week that my throttle was only going to like 97, 99%.
Oh my God.
Throttle. And that's been going on for, it could be like the last 4 races or something, or maybe even longer with all the updates and stuff. So usually I have time to sit down in between all the races and sort all that out or figure it out. I just haven't. So, but good race. Hopefully I can talk about next season already. Maybe if I got time, I'll see if I can do a little better next time.
Well, Josh, that was hard to beat your final race of the season. Started P1, I do believe, finishing P1. And congratulations to you. How are you going? Are you going to race our next season any different? Do you plan on racing with us regardless next season?
That's just usually about how much time you have. You know, I had enough time to sit down and race, but not enough to keep my rig in perfect working order, which it almost never is anyway. So. Yeah, I'll probably just do the same. I feel like my car placement and stuff is pretty good. I've raced pretty close with a few of the guys. Yeah, just an asterisk on this one with my excuses.
Oh God. Well,
So I'll try it again.
Thank you so much, man. Real quick before you get going, who are you dedicating this win to here tonight from Suzuka?
A lot. We got you. This is Sean, I think. Is that your name?
No, it is. Thank you, Joe.
All right. So Sean and Stam Studio Network and Dan and all the guys that set this up and allow us to do all this. What else? Alex and Jarrell and Travis and Renee and Nick. They're usually my measuring stick. I drive with them a lot. So if I am off pace or something, because I don't look at the lap times, a whole lot. I'm just kind of putting in the laps. But those guys help out a lot. They give me anybody that gives you your time, and they don't necessarily have to have other responsibilities. Anyone going through any loss of life during this time of year, keep those in mind. Say hi to the Horn family and Craig and Brian and Kevin. And Shelby Horn got me a Christmas gift, and I was like, oh crap, what am I going to get you? Oh, I guess I could try to win a race for you. And I've managed to do it, so that doesn't happen very often. So she's at work. Hi, Shelby. I don't know if she's watching, but she might get around to watching it sometime. That's about it. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Josh. Shout out Shelby if you're watching, and all of others, Josh, family members and friends there, as well as Melanie, Jeremy, Jukic, we got down there live in YouTube land, Dougal as well, Terry and Fluky, as well as yourself there, Josh. We appreciate it, man, and we hope to see you back here for another great season. Congratulations on the race win here tonight from Suzuka. All right, this one's going to be pretty special, ladies and gents. I believe I have caught up here with not only P2 here tonight, but I believe it's going to be our GT3 Pro category champion. It's Tim Reed. How are you doing in the 155 Mercedes AMG, Tim?
I'm sweaty.
Tim, Tim, I sweat just watching you and your driving style, as much speed, as much pace you have. Hey, might I add consistency as well. Only P2 here tonight, but you get what you came here for, and that's a championship. What's going through your minds here, especially as you cross that start-finish line?
Yeah, big shout out to Josh, man. He was quick tonight, really quick. Couldn't keep up with him. Didn't want to push too hard. And spin out. I've got some bad voodoo on this track. Every league race I've ever done here, I've always spun at 130R. So I just praying and trying to keep it on the track tonight, which I managed. So quite happy. Yeah.
Shoot, a spin here, Tim, easier said than done. Even with your 3001, we'll call it 3200 road course sire rating. Still, I mean, it's pretty easy spin here from Suzuka. We saw quite a few of those here today. But Tim, you didn't know. You kept it up here at P2. You had that consistent run throughout the season. Who would you kind of like to thank? Who would you like to kind of shout out for this, the championship run here tonight that solidifies it all?
I'll shout out to the league, you know, what they do at IRPAS. It's a great league. Everyone's friendly. Good driving standards as well. Shout out to every driver that turns up, you know. You need the drivers to race against, and week in, week out they perform and come and have a laugh. Yourself, obviously, one of the best broadcasters I've ever watched, I'm not going to lie, Sean.
Hey, thank you, Tim, and I'm gonna put it right back at you. One of the best road course ringers I've ever watched here, man. Keep it up, Tim, and hopefully you're with us next season.
Yeah, just a quick one. I want to shout out to my pals. I've got obviously Jeremy in the chat there, watching along. I've got Doogie, Josh, and Michael. They watch every week, every single week. Those guys follow me, whatever I'm doing. So thank you very much for tuning in, lads. Much appreciated for the support.
Gosh, Josh, Michael, Doogie, as well as Jeremy Jukis. That's so cool for you there, Tim. These fans here for you, rooting you on here. Congratulations once again, and man, hopefully you have a great, quick little off season and are ready for another season of some hard battles. We'll let you get to popping that virtual champagne down there in virtual and the season championship victory lane.
Thanks, fella. Cheers.
Thank you so much, Tim. Have a great rest of your night and off season. With that being said, we're going to cut it down there to Samuel Cruz, driver P3 tonight. Back up to him after a late black flag. Samuel, you got yourself a copy.
Copy.
Well, Alexander Keller, a late black flag there for too many incidents on the track. It passed you. You kind of gave, I think it looks like the point by, but hey, you're right up here with us, talking with us here for final interview position. Samuel, what were those final couple of laps like here tonight? You were putting them down in that BMW. Excuse me, McLaren, excuse me.
It was stressful. I didn't know Alexander got black flag. I thought he was running out of gas, but I didn't exactly give him the...
That could have been it too.
Yeah, I
just
didn't
saw that he had
point
to make a quick dive down there in the pits.
Yep. I was like, because when he came out, he jumped, who was, I think it was Jarrell, who was behind me, so I was like, oh, he must have went lighter on fuel. So, yeah, I just had a really bad run out. So I was trying to defend the inside, because going through those first two turns, I always want the inside rather than the outside. Kind of hard to hang it around. But, you know, thankfully, he had the splash or the black flag, either or. And, you know, just able to keep on to P3.
Well, Samuel, congratulations on the P3, first of all. And second of all, I mean, we saw quite a few side-by-side, some door-to-door battles here from Suzuka. I mean, how much experience did you have the track with before coming into the race, Samuel?
Oh, 0, because I absolutely despise this track. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to lie. I was like, yep, I'm going to shout out Andy, because he doesn't even know it probably. I just watched one of his laps, and a lot of things just kind of clicked for me once I saw it, because I was roughly like 2 seconds off pace this morning from what Hagee was doing, and I was like, oh, this is about to be bad. But yeah, just watching his lap, something clicked, and I was able to find at least a little bit more pace. Not as quick as him, but enough to be competitive and get in the podium.
Well, congratulations to it, dear Samuel. If Andy's watching, that's pretty special, or if not, I'm gonna have to tell him or something, because if I heard that, I mean, that would make me feel so good. We know Andy's got the pace. Samuel, we know you have the pace as well, coming into P3 in the point standings of our final race of the season. I believe you finished there as well. Samuel, congratulations on, I mean, just a nice race season, up in the podium finisher spot. What's going through your mind heading in towards our next season? Goodness, is it already 8th season here in IRPAS?
Oh yeah, time is flying. Yep, there won't even be an off season right now. I'm just gonna try and figure out which car I'm gonna take and try and catch up to Tim, Reed, and John.
Well, Samuel, that's really well said. We appreciate your time and efforts here back behind the scenes. Real quick, before we let you get going, who are we shouting out? Who are we dedicating this podium finish here to tonight?
Dedicate. Okay, I'm gonna dedicate this one to my pops. I was like, I got my mom last time. I'm gonna give my pops this one around.
There it is, Samuel. That's so special. Got both of them done. Now, congratulations to you here, man. Hopefully, we're giving some more shout outs here next season in IRPAS.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you again, Sean, as always.
Hey, thank you so much, Samuel. Have a great rest of your night and a quick little great rest of your offseason.
You too, brother.
Appreciate it, Samuel. That rounds out the top 3 in pro, but don't go anywhere here just yet, ladies and gents. I believe it's the one, it's the only, it's the number 40, our only BMW driver here tonight, Joshua. You got yourself a copy, man.
I hear you.
Joshua, we got the virtual fireworks popping for you here tonight, and well-deserved. Congratulations on the race win here in the AM category tonight. Ooh, it was well fought though, well-deserved. What was going through your mind as we saw a little bit of battling here from Suzuka tonight?
Just trying to be consistent. That was my biggest thing. I've done quite a bit of work up to this and wasn't happy with my times. I figured as long as I'm consistent, lap in, lap out, I should put down a good race.
Well, Joshua, looks like that's what it was there, man. You started up there, I believe it was 5th position, then dropped eventually to 8th. But I mean, you have those pro versus AM battles there. You did a really well job kind of giving the point buys when they were, you know, I wouldn't say needed, but, you know, pro versus AM. And with that being said, you come up here with the AM category race win. Joshua, first of all, congratulations. Second of all, a little bit of a repeat question here. What is going through your minds heading in towards the next season?
I appreciate that. Next season, I'm doing some testing right now. You can see the calendar, and it might be a car change for next season. I'm going to keep that on the down low for what might come out, and really focusing to be faster and consistency. The last 2 races, I had some pretty poor showing on my part, so to round it out with a win on my favorite track is awesome. Puts me in a good headspace going into season 8.
Heck yeah, that's what we like to hear. Congratulations, Joshua. You say your favorite track? That's man, you've raced here before. Then what, GT3, GT4, Mazda?
Yeah, so I do a lot of GT3 here. In other games, I do Time Attack here. It's the course I have the most hours on, the most knowledge on. It's to get anything other than top 3 on it, I would be pretty disappointed.
Oh, Joshua, that's pretty special, man. Congratulations once again. We'll let you get going, and up until next season, hopefully we're chatting with you once again up here in our top 3 driver interview booth.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Joshua. That's our AM category race winner tonight. We still have a couple more drivers to interview, though. Don't go anywhere. Hey, it's Paul McCook. Paul, you got yourself a copy tonight.
How we doing?
Hey, Paul, I'm doing well. I am man, watching this battling here with you. I was getting a little antsy back here up behind the scenes, saying, you know, is Paul going to be able to make the pass happen? Is he able to play the defense? Paul, you finish out your P9 tonight, P2 in AM categories. It was a nice battle up there for the AM category race win. How does your Fendi Ferrari feel after the race tonight?
Oh, it feels amazing. Yeah, it feels absolutely amazing. I raced my heart out tonight. It was really good. I really enjoyed myself. The pros put me under pressure. I made a few mistakes and they got past me, but I tried my best to keep up with them. But yeah, they're pros for a reason.
Man, I'll give it to you, Paul. I think you and Joshua, you did an immaculate job keeping up with those pro drivers. A little bit of pro AM driver battles out there throughout the field. Paul, you come home P2 and AM tonight. Hopefully we're chatting up there with you in a couple other driver interview positions next season. But up until then, Paul, what's going through your mind right now? And is there anybody you'd kind of like to shout out or thank here tonight, not only tonight, but throughout the whole season?
Yeah, I'm going to shout it out to my 2 friends. They've started watching the stream because I've kind of forced them to. But yeah, Paul and Richard, they'll watch the stream eventually. Like, I don't know if they're watching it live, but they'll eventually watch it. So hopefully it was a good one for them this time.
Man, Paul, I would like to thank you, first of all, and I think it was there, Paul and Richard, if you have yourself a copy, or whenever you happen to watch this back, be sure, hopefully they're sticking their way throughout your driver interview, Paul, and they definitely should here, because this is well-deserved here, and it's nice to see you up here in the podium finish here for the AM category. Hopefully we're seeing that quite a few times throughout the next season. What was the Ferrari like here, Paul, throughout the season, and do you think you're going to change going into next season?
Oh, I'm not too sure. I kind of like to look at the Mercedes, but I kind of like driving the Ferrari. I've got used to it, so yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm in two minds yet.
Well, I guess if we even still are with the GT3s, it'll be interesting to see who stays with what. Congratulations, Paul. Let's hear it for him down there live in YouTube land. P9 overall, P2 in AM category. Congratulations, Paul, and hopefully we're chatting with you here in just a couple weeks' time.
Thank you very much, man. Hope you have a good one too. See you soon.
That's Paul McGoo right there, the 040 Ferrari machine, and then I believe we're gonna have. Oh gosh. So, James, you got yourself a copy? No, James. Okay, just making sure. I had to double check there because it is going to be Renee Garcia. I don't think I see Renee Garcia down there live in YouTube lands. Renee, I'll give you. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna drag you in here. Hey, Renee, you got yourself a coffee? I'll just drug you down.
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, well, we're going to pop some fireworks here for you. Congratulations, man. If my math is mathing, I think you have done it. It's AM category league win for you. What's going through your minds here? And the driver of the number 74, oh boy, NSX.
Acura.
There it is.
Oh, man. I'm just stoked, man. I can't believe it. Acura NSX, eminent science and graphics. Champion car, man. I love it. I wish I had a better last race, but whatever. It happened. Luckily, it happened when it didn't matter. So here we are.
That's really well said there, Renee. It didn't, or it happened when it didn't matter, and that was, well, I guess you kind of already answered the question there, but after you did find yourself facing the wrong way, did you know here coming into tonight that you would have the championship called, or kind of did you know that even a spin wouldn't affect you?
Well, according to like my teammates Nick and everyone else, I had it wrapped. I wasn't sure, so I just wanted to start the race and do good. That spin sucked. I got too much curb and it just spun the car around, which was kind of lame, but it did. And then I was flying, trying to catch up. I was catching up, and then Joel got spun out. I couldn't see him with my single monitor. I knew there was a car somewhere, just didn't know where. Ended up making contact with him and took some left front wheel damage. I was still clocking 59 laps with the wheel damage, but I was losing time, so I decided to pit when there was enough time to pit. And it made it for an amazing finish towards the end.
3
the last
wide, wasn't it?
I had 3Y, yeah, man, 3Y shot. I can't believe that. The last hairpin, I overshot it. The Aston got by me. Nick was in front. I was like, well, I hope they mess up the chicane, and they did. They both overshot it. And all I had to do was hit my marks, and I overshot it too. And here we are, like mowing the grass and stuff, and coming down to the straightaway, rubbing fenders and stuff, and it was. I honestly thought I had it, but I didn't. But it's okay. It was fun, and it was fun racing with these guys. Clean racing, room for battles and everything. Just a lot of fun. Like you say, if you guys are looking for good pro-am racing, this is the spot.
Man, coming out of the last corner, oh, you're right there. Renee, you're exactly right if you're looking for some good pro-am racing here. But man, coming out of turn 16, 17, and 18, I thought you had it coming to the line there, but I think what Bott's a little bit too deep there in corner entrance there and corner exit. Looks like down there James was able to pass you there, the teal blue machine. But I mean, Renee, regardlessly speaking here, congratulations once again. It was a really nice, fun race to watch, as well throughout the whole race season. My next question for you is, if we're running GT3 races, if we are running with the GT3 cars next season, you gonna stick with the one, the only, pretty much the only car that we've seen, the Acura NSX here tonight?
That is correct. See the rear back bumper. The tech kicked in, man.
That's what we like to hear, man. Consistency is key, I think they do say. And man, Renee, congratulations on your championship win here in the AM category. Who are you dedicating this championship win to here, and hopefully maybe even next championship win?
Well, I don't know about next championship win. They're gonna move me up to pro class, and man, those guys are freaking aliens. I don't know about that.
Wait,
but you know,
did you say you got upgraded?
Yeah, I did. Next year, yes, I am.
That'll be fun to watch, but man, that'll be tough on you, Renee.
I'm gonna be the back marker.
Oh, sure.
But I want to thank my company, Eminent Science and Graphics, my wife, my father-in-law, so 3 of us, we make it happen. Thank again my wife and kids for letting me sit here like a bum and race. Thank you guys, IRPAS, yourself, Sean, just everyone that puts this together. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. It's been a blast, and really looking forward to next season.
Man, I cannot wait. Thank you so much, Renee, as well as I believe this was what your first season here with us. Already 1 championship down. Let's see maybe if we can get 1 more championship next season.
Hey, maybe I just gotta pinball everyone out the way.
Yeah, there you go. Man, 3 wide at the line. Congratulations, Renee, on your championship win. Hopefully, we're chatting with you next season. Have a great rest of your very short off season.
Thank you, Sean. Have a good one, man. Take care.
Thank you so much, Renee. And hey, that's good. That's about going to do it here for us on STAM Studio Network. What a race. 3 wide across the line here for AM category. Josh Hay, Tim Reed, and Samuel Cruz come away with the pro race win. I think, as much as I hate to do it, remember what I said earlier, you never know when it's going to be your last. Well, I'm gonna sign off here. I'm gonna sign off here with a smile on my face. I'm a tear in my eye, but I'll probably be back here for season 8 of International Racers Pro-Am Series. The series continues to grow, even more international racing drivers. It's been a lot of fun to watch here. It's been a lot of fun to broadcast, produce, commentate, direct, you name it, as well as these drivers. I mean, I can't thank these drivers, Dan Fendick, as well as who are we forgetting? That's right. It's every single one of you down there live in YouTube land who continue to comment and live comments. We go back and forth on some conversations there. We appreciate you rooting on your drivers here as if this was real life racing here. This goes far ways behind the scenes, and I appreciate each and every single one of you from the bottom of my heart. Until next season for International Racers Pro-Am Series, this is Sean Stam live here on STAM Studio Network. Promise me, each and every single one of you, you have a great rest of your nights and a great rest of your holiday season. Thanks, everybody. Until next time.